Hi everyone, it's Sunday, May 28th, time for another HideNet Week in Review. I'm Vera Dordick. The market in the U.S. saw little change during the week, and despite a few reports from packers of slight improvements, prices were again steady at best overall. By the end of the week, most said that interest was not as good as the previous week, and next week might also be subdued because Monday's the Memorial Day holiday. Looking at heavy Texas steers, there was a report of a sale that was $2 higher than last week at $24. But then again, prices were also at $22 for selections averaging 64 pounds, which is steady with last week. Natives are still under pressure from poor automotive demand, but prices are fairly steady. And with regard to the cow sector, prices are pretty cheap and sales volumes are less than desirable. Combined export sales for the week ending May 18th were decent, coming in at 556,900. And while that's lower than the previous week, rawhide sales were higher than wet blue, and those really dropped off. Combined shipments jumped by 36% this week to 638,100. Estimated slaughter for the week ending May 27th was 625,000. And while that's down by 3%, it's not as low as some anticipated for the holiday week. Turning to Europe, editor Andrea Guolo says that sales were skimpy and those that did take place were at lower prices. In the UK and Ireland, it's not looking too optimistic for prices in July, even though June production is pretty much spoken for. The 36 plus kilo British ox is at 80 to 83 cents per kilo in sterling, and in Ireland, the price is 85 cents in euros. In general, the price trend in the US is also dampening the price situation for British and European hides. And looking at European bulls, there were a few small declines, but overall prices changed little. Northern German bull prices are unchanged at €1.10 per kilo for the 40 plus kilo selections, and the price of southern hides is steady again as well. With regard to European cows, those are having a hard time maintaining their prices, even with as few sales as there were. Meanwhile, for veal skins, the situation is unchanged, even if prices are steady but weaker than they were earlier this spring. In his analysis this week, Andrea looks at the price weakness, noting that Europe has offers from all over the world because China's just not buying enough at this point. And with the lack of orders, there are plenty of hides in the global market. He also takes a look at some of the quality issues that are happening in the European market right now. From South America, editor Ronald Guiel reports that raw material prices slipped 5 cents this week, and fresh hides are at $1.24 per kilo. On the other hand, the price of TR1 was unchanged at 68 cents per square foot. Other Latin origins were again stable. And across Latin America, it was a pretty quiet week with regard to news, but we do note that in Brazil, SICC attendance exceeded expectations. And in Argentina, it was a very short week because of holidays, but we did have a report that industrial activity there rose 4.1% in March. That is all we have for this Memorial Day weekend, and until next week, good night from HideNet.